A lot of students struggle with LSAT reading comp and they say that you can't learn it. The good news is they're wrong. Today I'm going to share with you how to ace LSAT reading comp, and the secret is often doing less. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, the big mistake I made when I first attempted LSAT reading comp is that I tried to actually understand and memorize all the information in the passage. I would take a lot of notes, I would highlight, I would underline, and all of this took way too long. The breakthrough came for me on LSAT reading comp when I discovered that I could do better by doing less work up front. Because the thing is, it takes time to write things down and it takes time to read things, and what you write down ends up not even being that useful. It can feel good in the moment to have your pen or pencil moving. It can feel good to jot down some keywords and phrases from the passage, but it ends up costing you valuable limited time. Assuming that you have 35 minutes per section, that means you have about 8 minutes and 45 seconds per passage. Now, there are about 7 questions per passage. And so if you spend longer on 2 minutes reading the passage and taking notes, you already have only about 1 minute per question. And most people can't knock out the passage in just 2 minutes. So if we up that to 3 minutes reading the passage and taking notes, you've got less than a minute per question. So time is of the essence here. You want to get through the passage quickly while getting down, understanding what is the main idea, what is the author's opinion. Leave it at that. The details, the supporting examples, you can always go back and find them when you need to help you solve a specific question. What makes the time constraint even worse if you're taking notes and highlighting and underlining is that on the online LSAT that you'll see in Law Hub that you'll take with Prometric, the online highlighting and underlining tools are actually quite glitchy. They don't work that well. They're imprecise. They're a huge waste of time. I recommend that you don't even bother with them. Now, if you're using some private prep company's mimicked Law Hub platform where you're taking the LSAT questions within their website, the highlighting and underlining tools actually will oftentimes work better than it will on the actual test day, which might be great for your studying, but terrible when you're in for a rude awakening on test day because you've become reliant on these tools that won't actually work that well when it matters. And so I recommend doing all your prep work in LSAC's Law Hub itself, because it's the only platform that will replicate exactly what your experience on test day will be like. Now, a lot of people will say, if you want to get better at LSAT reading comp, read The Economist, Scientific American, Harper's, other periodicals. But the thing is, there are about 400 real, actual, official LSAT reading comp passages that you can study from, and most people won't even have time to do half of them. So why would you spend your time reading non-LSAT material at the expense of reading actual official LSAT reading comp passages? You could reserve the first 100 of them from the older prep tests to read and do drills with, and save the newer ones for your timed sections and full-length practice tests. And as for those drills for the first 100, it could simply be reading the passage and solving the general global questions like main idea, primary purpose, passage organization, best title, tone, author's opinion, which are the same questions you should do when you first tackle a timed reading comp section. You knock out those questions, you then do the detail-oriented questions that require a bit more going back to the passage, and finally save the more inferential questions that require reading between the lines for last. So in short, global questions first, then local questions second, and inferential questions third. And by the way, I'll share some more creative techniques you can use for LSAT reading comp in just a moment, but first I wanted to let you know that if you're looking for more beyond what I can share in these short videos on YouTube, you can check out the links below to find out more about working with me and my team in our comprehensive LSAT programs. We offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. Links below to find out more and book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, in terms of drills and exercises that you can use for LSAT reading comp, you might try taking some of those older first 100 passages and rewriting the entire thing in simpler language or vocabulary words that you're not that familiar with. You might also just take some of those old passages and read them casually to help you fall asleep at night. Again, just getting down what is the main idea And can you actually understand the flow of the passage? Can you become more accustomed to the structure where LSAC is indicating where they will take the passage next? LSAT reading comp passages are not copy pasted from real world sources, but rather they are adapted specifically for the LSAT to be more academic in nature. This is why Scientific American and The Economist don't truly mimic LSAT reading comp, because people are reading those periodicals oftentimes for pleasure on the beach or something. No one's doing that for LSAT reading unless they're actually studying for the LSAT. And so you want to make sure that you're spending the majority of your LSAT prep time using actual official LSAT questions, aside from the odd drill here or there. Anyway, folks, that's all for now. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.